topic of future cities is one that has been ongoing for some time, and we don't mean this in the context of cities that will be made eventually, but rather that of cities that are incredibly advanced and thus they come from the future. Now, there have been a lot of people trying to get in on that market from China in multiple places. Rapper Akon, who's building a future city in Senegal, Elon Musk, because, well, just of course he is, and apparently Bill Gates. But what is the status of his future city? Allow us to show you Bill Gates' plans for the next smart city in Arizona. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Number 7. The initial land purchase. To understand the full scope of this project from Bill Gates, we need to determine if he's even got land to do all of this. Now, the answer to that is yes, and he has had it for quite a while, in fact. In 2017, Bill Gates invested over $105 million in a huge expanse of land near Phoenix, Arizona, with plans to transform it into a smart city. Now, the 25,000 acres of unpopulated desert was purchased through Belmont Partners, an investment firm run by Gates located 45 minutes west of Phoenix. The co-founder of the Microsoft Corporation plans to name the master planned city Belmont, and will transform a raw blank slate into a purpose-built edge city built around a flexible infrastructure model, says Belmont Partners in their announcement. If successful, Belmont could become a template for the development of sustainable, cutting-edge cities of the future, which obviously is a bold claim, but hey, if we are being honest here, Bill Gates is kind of known for being cutting edge with many of the things that he's done. That is why he is one of the richest people on the planet. Number 6. What would it look like? Okay, so we know he has land in Arizona to go and do this smart city project, but what exactly does he have in mind in terms of vision? Well, the city will have a communication and infrastructure spine that embraces cutting-edge technology, says Belmont Partners, designed around high-speed digital networks, data centers, new manufacturing technologies and distribution models, driverless vehicles, and autonomous logistics hubs. There will be a space for 80,000 residential units for a projected population of 182,000 people. There is also around 3,800 acres devoted to office, commercial, and retail space, with 470 acres set aside for public schools. The city sits nearby the proposed route of the Interstate 11 freeway, which will connect the state capital and Las Vegas if it does go ahead, which obviously would be a huge thing, as that would ensure access to the city as well as key vacation spots for people in the city to go should they want to get away. Now, the location is ideal for a smart city experiment. In addition to the phenomenal growth that Phoenix is experiencing, Buckeye is also seeing a surge in growth that will help support a smart city. Real estate developers are scrambling to keep up with Buckeye's growth, with approximately 21,000 single-family homes in various stages of entitlement and construction across 30-plus planned communities, including Blue Horizons, Arroyo Seco, Verado, West Park, Tarteso, and Festival Ranch, says DeCramer. So it seemed as though everything was going swimmingly, and then it just kind of went quiet. Number 5. Any update on the smart city? Although Belmont does not have any residents yet, there has been activity surrounding the development that suggests commercial and residential construction may be coming soon. According to reports, 2,600 new single-family permits were issued for the community in 2019 and another 3,000 in 2020. Further, in October of 2019, Gates acquired an additional 2,800 acres in Buckeye. These developments may be indications that the Belmont project is getting ready to pick up speed. Additionally, Buckeye has seen a recent surge in its real estate activity, and developers are struggling to keep pace with demand. As Phoenix continues to grow and emerge as a tech hub, Belmont could be the ideal community to meet the needs of the incoming population. Currently, real estate development in Buckeye is bustling, with several projects underway to develop residential housing. At that pace, the Maricopa County is growing. Once Belmont is built, it is going to have many interested buyers and investors. And then there's the farms that he's apparently been buying. Number 4. Soil farms? Apparently in 2021, Bill Gates has been grabbing up all sorts of land, mainly soil farms, An exhaustive February 2021 article in the New York Post identifies Gates as the nation's single largest owner of farmland through a tangle of subsidiaries ultimately owned or retained by Cascade Investment LLC, noting that within the Washington state acreage and other recent additions to his portfolio, Gates now owns at least 242,000 acres of American farmland. As for what Gates imagines sitting on his Arizona land parcel, Digital Trends reported that the smart city cutting-edge manufacturing technologies and modes of distribution could involve large-scale 3D printing, a technology Gates has supported in the past. With plans for autonomous vehicles, the city could be one of the cities that Gates says will experiment with the technology before it is offered to the broader public. As of today, a smattering of builders is erecting new homes in the vicinity of the proposed site of the smart city of Belmont, Arizona, but there's been no large-scale development as of yet. Of course, the possibility exists that much of the land buying is just an investment, what the ultra-rich do because, as the old saying about land goes, they're not making any more of it. And perhaps these soil farms are part of a plan to help make his Belmont city more lush in certain ways. It's honestly hard to tell given the lack of certain developments over the last year, but we all know why that is. Number 3, pandemic issues. Not surprisingly, a major issue that was going on with Belmont over the last year or so was the global pandemic, and for very basic reasons. Because as you might have guessed, when things started locking down, that meant no one could go and work in certain places, let alone in large groups to go and, make houses. And since the lockdown in the various states was different due to infection rates and who was in charge, see Florida, then you have a whole host of issues, including if you needed to go and get supplies from other states, which for a project like this, you absolutely would have to. Number 2, just how advanced can this city be? Hearing the term smart city might invoke all sorts of imagery, and you kind of have to wonder how advanced it can really get. Well, for an example, let's look at Bill Gates' mansion. His massive mansion, known as Xanadu 2.0, proves that he's willing to spend a lot of money to not just be happy and live nicely, but also pay out the wazoo to keep everyone in the house safe. It cost him over $147 million to make this mansion a reality, and it is worth every penny. He has mines on his property, an electrical fence, security cameras and sensors that can alert him and his family if there is a person coming from over a mile away, which is just awesome and completely terrifying. Plus, he made it so that trees and various plantations actually surround the house, making it so people cannot get good pictures of the property without seeing a lot of greenery. Even if you're invited to the house, you still have to go through special security measures, which include you having to wear a pin in order to get into the house and through the various secret security systems that Gates has set up. However, once you are inside, you will be treated to a menagerie of technical wonders and more, including interactive art, very special swimming pools, and more. The technology within the place is simply astounding. Granted, this doesn't mean that all of the houses in Belmont would be like this, but if it could be, wow. Number 1, Belmont coming. When? Arguably the biggest point against Belmont happening is that, well, it's been about 4 years since Bill Gates bought the property, and yet nothing has happened. Yet. Not in a meaningful way anyway. Could things turn around now that the pandemic restrictions are lifting? Sure, but whether it will happen soon and whether it will live up to Bill's lofty expectations remains to be seen. It does seem as though that he won't be the first with a smart city, but if he makes it at all, that is still an accomplishment. So what do you think? What do you think of this look at Bill Gates and how he has been trying to make a new smart city in Arizona for the last few years? Are you a little surprised that there hasn't been more development on this? Do you think that he'll be able to make progress on it more soon? If it works, will it inspire more smart future cities to be made? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and we will see you next time on the channel.